And the first way to increase your motivation to be creative is to be around motivating and inspiring people. Because people that motivate and inspire you, they tend to push you to do things that relate to your strength and talents. And when you do things that are relate to your strength and talent, you get excited. It brings you joy and happiness. And when you are happy, you are more willing to learn new things and apply new things because they bring you so much joy. But if you're around negative people, they can take your energy out, drain you out. That will not motivate you, not will excite your mind to be creative. And that's why it's important to be around individuals that are positive and motivating and to be creative. So the next way to increase your motivation to be creative is learn from successful individuals. The reason why they are successful because they are able to come up with creative or innovative idea. That's why they are successful. So in this case, by doing research and learn from successful individuals, you will learn how they apply their knowledge and skill or what method they use to help them become successful and see how can you do the same thing in your life. So like, for example, you want to research successful people that's in your own industry. So like, for example, me as a speaker, I will research other successful speaker or trainer or people in related field, and see what they doing, how are they applying the concept, and what way can I take back and try to apply the same way. That is not copying because I have different knowledge than them. I have different experience as them, which means even though I can take the same concept as them, but my creative idea will be different than them because of my different knowledge and my different experiences. So in this case, if you learn from them and copy their method, most likely you still won't do the same thing as them because of our different knowledge and experience background. And another great thing about learning from successful individuals is that you will, if you constantly read about their lifestyle, you will discover some of the setback and obstacle that they face and how they overcome it. And most likely, if you are in the same industry as them, most likely you will face similar setback and obstacle as them, which means you can learn from their story and be inspired by them to help motivate and inspire you to keep on moving forward, to use your strength and talent so you can be more creative. So in this case, they could be your mentor and role model online, and that is important. So the third method to increase your motivation up to be creative is self-evaluation. You want to evaluate your own work to see what fits and what does not fit. So for example, the first way to evaluate yourself is to spot out your weaknesses to see where you can learn and improve. So like, for example, if I'm doing a project and I discover one of my weaknesses, okay, so I will set a learning goal how to improve that weaknesses. Because when I set a learning goal, I will gain more knowledge and skill that will increase my creativity. And also look out for your strengths. See how you can apply your strength again and how you can apply different life areas. So like, for example, when I was in my master degree, I learned about nutrition, physical health. And one of the concepts that I learned to help you develop a healthy meal is to create a balanced meal, which means I had to make sure I have enough vegetable, fruits, dairy, protein every time I create a meal. And when I do that, it is considered a balanced meal. So now that I look at my strength and I was able to do that really well when it comes to nutrition. And now that I can see that that is one of my strengths, I use my creativity and see how I can use that concept in other life areas as well. So as I was learning about it, I was able to apply that concept of balance in as a lifestyle. So for example, in our life, we want to develop a balanced lifestyle, correct? Because we have so many areas that we have to keep our life in balance, such as health, relationship, career, friendship. We want to make sure that those four areas are in balance. Otherwise, we become stressed out. So in this case, by being balanced like that, I had to make sure I give enough attention in those areas to keep my life in balance and strong. So you can see it's about taking the concept of one area and how can you expand that to different area, and that's where creativity come in. And when you can do that, taking the same successful concept from one field and apply it to all your life, you can live life very successfully. And I applied that concept of balance in many areas in addition to that. And also it can help you solve a lot of your life problem if you have that creative mindset of taking one great concept and spread it out. So the last tip to help you before we go into question and answer is to increase your self-esteem. Because self-esteem is about being the ability to be different, so you can think differently. But so, because self-esteem is about, you already feel good about yourself when you have high self-esteem, which means you don't need to think like others. So the higher your self-esteem, it will give you the ability to be unique, so you can think differently, uniquely, to come up with your own creative solution. So I will share with 2 tips how to increase your self-esteem. First, act on your idea right away. So like, for example, exercise example again. So suddenly today, you discover a new way to exercise. You must take action to try out that new way immediately, because the more you procrastinate, the more you tend not gonna do it. But that instant that come up right away, that is within you, that is expression of yourself. And the more you can act on it when it come up right away, that will increase your self-esteem, because you act on your own belief, your own idea. And self-esteem is just about you, about your own idea and belief. And the more you act on it right away, the sooner it is, the higher your self-esteem become. Because self-esteem is not about achieving this or that. It's about growing yourself. And when you act on it right away, which means you will grow yourself no matter if you have a positive or negative result. So the second way to increase your self-esteem is to work towards something that you can take ownership of and be proud of. And you can start out small and go up big. So like, for example, exercise again. If let's say that you want to improve your exercise and you want to create a new exercise routine to help you and your family. And your family have a hard trouble of coming up with a way to motivate them. So in this case, if you can work on it to come up with an exercise routine that is unique to help yourself and your family, and when your family try it out and they benefit from it, which means you can take ownership of that way, because your family hasn't able to come up with a way yet, but you can. So when your family try it out, you can take ownership of that new way, the higher your self-esteem become. And the more you share that method of exercise to more people, such as your community, such as your neighborhood, the more people you help with your unique way, the higher your self-esteem become. Because that is self-esteem. The more people use, the more you can be proud, because you're helping a lot of people, right? So that means you feel good, that you be proud, oh, I got something that everyone is using. So by doing that, will help increase your self-esteem a lot.